What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, the Jewel channel. And I got something to say. I just want to talk about taking one for the team. And I know I always come on here and be like, oh, I haven't been on here in a minute. I'm gonna do more videos. I'm gonna upload this, upload that. But I'm gonna keep it real. YouTube is like a job too. So if y'all ain't ready, take y'all time, cause it's still gonna be here for the future. It's still gonna be here. So y'all, whenever y'all feel like y'all ready, that's when y'all come into it. So that's how I feel like when I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm ready. But I was just saying, like, you know, it's work. So, but we ain't talking about that. I'm here to tell y'all about my story when I took one for the team. A blind date, yes. Took it for the team. And I know I'm not the only one who took one for the team. Ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all here to take one for the team. And I want y'all, at the end, after y'all get finished hearing my story, I want y'all to tell me, comment below and tell me about y'all's story. Because I love to hear these and love to laugh. But y'all gonna laugh at mine. And y'all gonna feel me, where I was coming from too. And what was like the worst date y'all ever been on, ladies and gentlemen? Like, what was the worst date that y'all would never forget? It don't matter how old you get, y'all would never ever forget that. And what is a good date that y'all ever went on, or that y'all would love to go on? Like, okay, so me personally, what I like about a dude, like I said, I know everybody gonna say, oh, he have to have a job, he have to be independent. But it's some women, baby, they man ain't gotta work. But they probably gotta hustle, but they ain't gotta just work. Some women love to take care of their men. Some. But me, yes, of course, he have to have a job, but he a man, so hopefully I won't have to tell him. But I know how it is today. So, what I like about a man is, like, he can be funny looking. As long as he got a good personality and, you know what I'm saying, he's serious, but at the same time he's goofy. Like, I like to laugh and I'm silly, so he have to be like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like no serious person all the time, like who's just serious all the time. Like, I like to have fun. I can go back into my kitty mode real quick. And I know I asked y'all about what's worst date y'all been on and what's a good date y'all been on. Okay, so the worst date I ever been on. Oh my God. I would never forget. I was like probably like in the 9th or the 10th grade. It really wasn't a date. It was like, what y'all called it? Take one for the team type of thing. Yeah, this is what it was. It was like a take one for the team. It was 3 of us. I ain't gonna say their names, because honestly, do I remember their name? Oh, I do remember their name. But I haven't seen them in years. I'm talking years, like over 10 years. But yeah, I was like in the 9th or 10th grade. And they was going to they had they little dude. And they dude brought a partner. Because again, my mom is not even at home. I'm supposed to be at home watching my little sister and brother. So she's not at home, and they brought their partner with them, and and it was more like, with me, it was more a blind date, because they brought an extra partner with them. So my friends came knocked on the door like, man, they brought an extra dude with them. Can you please go with him, please, please? And I'm like, man, I got no babysit. They like, please, take one for the team. So me, when 19th grade, I took one for the team. I snuck out the house. For one, I got dressed. I snuck out the house. Everybody snuck out the house, so don't act like y'all ain't never snuck out the house. But yes, I just snuck out the house, and man, I had a brother that was under me, so he was able to watch the younger siblings. So we go to the movies. You know, I don't even remember who I rode with, but I know when we got up there. So when I seen the guy's face, I'm like, oh hell no, I'm about to go back home. So I grabbed one of my friend girls. I'm like, look, man, I'm finna go back home, or I'm finna sit with you and your dude. So she like, no, we here now. How you finna get back home? You can't go back home. We here. Just do it. Just do it for us. Just do it for us. So they happy, you know, cause they know how they dudes look. So they straight. They happy. And, you know, so I'm thinking all of us gonna sit on the same row in the movie theater. One of them get in the middle, so I'm going where she is. She like, go, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go back down there. So I'm like, so the dude said at the, it was like in the middle, and one of them went to the top. And I was like on the bottom, but not too close to the movie screen. So, you know, so I'm like, man. You know, standing on my head, and then dude up there talking to me. And then he put his arm around me, y'all. And when he started talking to me, the first thing, I hope he'll never see this video. But yeah, I hope he'll never see this video, or I hope he just smoked so much till he don't even remember. Because first of all, like I said, this is in 9th and 10th grade, and we up there now, so I hope he just don't even remember. But he put his arm around me and started talking, and that was the first thing right there. I'm like, bruh, breath is stanky. And then you know how you just don't, like when they put their arm around you, like, ugh. So you lean to the left, because he was sitting on my right, so I just leaned to the left a little bit. I'm like, man. And I had, you know, it was the flip phones then. I had that flip phone, it was like a black and gray, and when somebody call you, it light up different colors. So I had that type of phone, and I was texting. I'm like, man, y'all wrong. They laughing and stuff, like it's funny. So I think he kind of caught on it. I really didn't want to mess with him like that, because like, I mean, I was talking to him, and I was like, you know, laughing at him because he was funny or whatever. But y'all, like, I'm silly anyway, so they say I laugh at anything, but whatever. But yeah, we laughed and stuff. But the only thing that kind of like irked me and like just felt like stuff crawling on me was he kept trying to get close to me, and I kind of slide over a little bit. But this is right here. This is what made me never forget. It was already the stinky breath. So, fellas and ladies, if y'all go on a date, y'all know y'all kind of suffer with halitosis, stinky breath or something going on. I always have some mint or some gum with you. Always. You know, some people just can't. You can't do that. That's a no-no. You can't have a pretty ass face and then be like, hey, no. So, like I was saying, some people just can't get away with the funky breath, the stank breath. You just can't do that. And I just feel like, just to be safe, you have a peppermint or some type of gum or some small mint where you can just be like, ha ha ha, you know, put it up in there. But me, I never had those problems, or nobody never just told me like, dang, your breath stinky, you know. Pretty face, stank breath, you're ugly now. But like I was saying, the stank breath already got me, but he was funny. So it was like, okay, he cool. You know, I was like, okay, he cool. So, yeah, so I'm like, yeah, he cool then. You know what I'm saying? His personality was straight. So, what got me was, we like in the middle of the movie. And I think he was kind of, I guess I was boring. So, he was kind of like, you know, I ain't gonna even say I was boring, because I was finna say I was boring, and he was kind of dozing out. But I think that was just his way of trying to lay on my shoulder. because that's what he was doing. Like, this was like in the middle of the movie, and he was kind of like laying his head on my shoulder, whatever. So I'm like, you know, but he kept on moving over. So what could I do? Oh, it wasn't nothing else that I can do. So I just went ahead and let the man lay his little head on my shoulder. Oh, and another thing is, I am 5'6". So I do not do short men. Sorry. Because if I put some heels on and I'm taller than you, it just don't go, you know. So I like my men tall. And I mean at least 5. Let me see. Probably like 5'8", 5'9", and 5'9" and taller. But so we in the, I know I'm taking forever, but we in the middle of the movie. He done lay his shoulder. He done lay his head on my shoulder. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I start back watching movies. You know how you really just don't be want to really be close to nobody. So you just got your hand in your lip and you just like this right here. Again, I just look out the house. I'm already hoping my mama ain't even at home. Because they like, oh, the movie ain't nothing but an hour and some minutes. And I know how my mama is. My mama gonna be gone for a good little minute. Because she knew I was there and I was old enough to watch kids. Well, I supposed to be that, but. So, I'm like, man. I ain't gonna sound uncomfortable. Like I said, he dude was cool. He had a great personality. I was laughing. We were joking. He was just trying to get too close. And on top of that, he was trying to get my number. What you need my number for? But, you know what I'm saying? I eventually gave her my number because I had to take one for the team. Okay, so in the middle of the movie, he already on my shoulder, close, and I'm in that thing with a jacket on like this because I think it was cold. It was cold around this time, and and it was raining too, and it felt icky. You know, I felt. Ugh. But this is the part that made me like, oh no, the fuck he didn't. So, I don't think I ever told this story. I really left this behind. I don't think I ever told anybody this story. Because like I said, I snuck out the house anyway. But, you know, I'm older now, so I tell everything. It don't even matter. I tell my mama this story now. Because, you know, my mama and them, they thought I was just the princess. Don't do nothing and was good. Which I was. They say I act older than my age. But, okay, I'm off the story. My bad. But, y'all, he took his shoes out. He took his shoes off. I know y'all like, okay, so what? And again, this is a blind date. I didn't know how this man looked, but when I did see him, I'm like, he is not my type. He was short. He wasn't my type at all. Like, nowhere near, just nothing, you know? So, then on top of that, his breath was stank. And he had never taken his shoes out. And the only thing that got me, I didn't care about you taking your shoes out, you know? But his feet, I don't know if he thought he must have forgot that he left his socks. I don't know if he left the same socks on. I don't know. But his feet was funky. When I say stanky. Yo, the man's feet was so stanky. Like, me, myself, and I, like, we were having a whole conversation in my head. Like, I'm like, I know this motherfucker did not just take his shoes off. And on top of that, it's stinky. Then on top of that, still leaning on me. And I'm like, I know if I I know if I smelled it, I know he smelled it. And then on top of that, it was mixed in with his cologne. So have y'all ever smelled somebody? This might sound mean, y'all might sound mean, but I don't care. Every woman, men too, women, men probably smell it on some females. Have y'all ever, like, you won't try to smell? Of course, don't nobody try to smell nobody. But y'all know when somebody, like, wear the same clothes and they have it in their dirty clothes hamper, but they really want to wear that outfit, so they put it on anyway, hoping that they'll smell it and hoping, like, okay, this is a small smell. It ain't going to really smell too much. So they put it on and they just spray it down with cologne because they hoping it smell don't smell. It was that. It was that. It was funky clothes with cologne. But it was like feet. It was feet. Like, why would you do that? Like, but I think this is the part he was like, man, she ain't feeling me no way, so forget it. Because he can't be doing it thinking that, you know what I'm saying, me and him was going to have anything. So he probably felt like, he probably felt my vibe. You know, he felt that it wasn't no connection. So that's probably why he didn't care. But my feet was so stinky. And again, this was a blind date, so he wasn't. I did it. I took it for the team. I did this for the team. That's why I keep saying this. I did this for the team. All I kept telling them the next day, because, of course, we got finished. She was like, can I get your number? And, you know what I'm saying, he was trying to hold my hand. I don't hold hands. Back then, I did not kiss. I did not hold hands. You could probably get a hug. And I didn't get too many people my number, but I gave him my number. But I didn't answer. Like, I gave him my number, and you know how they'll call your phone, so make sure you're giving them the right number. That's what he did. So I did give him the right number, but I didn't answer. And that was like, when we made it back home, and you know, of course, my friends, I don't know where they went. I know I went to the house. I don't know if they got smashed on. At the time, I was a virgin. So, ladies, young ladies, 18 and under, stay a virgin, because I was a virgin. I wasn't even thinking about it. You can't miss something you never had. You can't think about something you never had. So, yes, I was a virgin. So, no, I did not do anything with this man. Even if he did look good, I still wouldn't have done anything with him. But I don't know what my friend girls did, because, like I said, I had to hurry up, get back to the house anyway, because I wasn't even supposed to be out. I just know I took one for the team. They laughed about it the next day. We all laughed about it the next day. I had to tell them, like, why this man take his, you know, they was dying laughing. I was like, this man took his shoes off, and his feet was so stinky. So they tripping. I'm talking about dying laughing. These some big old grapes. So, yeah, that's my story of taking one for the team. But let me check this out. Check the catch. So I'm at school. I didn't really hang out with too many females. I mostly hung out with boys at the time. Me and my best friend, and we still best friends right to this day. So we been best friends. You can say forever. But me and her, we normally hang out with the boys or whatever. And again, both of us was virgins, so of course people probably thought what they want to think, but oh well. But this is the catch. So I had other associates that I talked to, other females associates that I talked to at school, and one of them was having a party, and I was cool with her. Like, we was cool, like we was talking on the phone, you know, we was cool. So I'm like, yeah, I come to your party, whatever. So this another time I snuck at the house. Back then, you know what I'm saying, you can say you can leave your kids at the house and not worry about, the mothers didn't have to worry about that. But now these kids ain't want, they all screwed up in the head. They just want drugs. But me and another one of my associates, we going to the party. We walking to the party. I'm cool. So I'm cool with the girl who threw the party. So I get to her house, and I'm like, hey, you know, they just in their backyard. So everybody just vibing, you know. We like, okay. But I'm kind of like shy. I was very shy. Like, I didn't talk a lot. And like I said, I only hung out with guys. I didn't really have too many female friends. I guess because I didn't really just talk to, like, folks just look at me and be like, you look like you stuck up. But I'm not. I was a cool person, like down-to-earth person, like in real life. So we in the backyard, we vibe, and we gotta rewind. So the hold on, wait, I'm going too far. So the guy who I went to the movie theater with, he was there. So I'm like, what he doing here? Cause like I said, it's a blind date. I don't know if I didn't know he was in my area, in my neighborhood. I didn't know where he from. I didn't know we even went to the same school. Come to find out, we went to the same school. He just older than me, so I guess we didn't take no classes together or whatever. Oh, hold on, y'all. But I guess we didn't take no classes together. So I'm like, man, I hope he don't see me. I hope, I'm saying, me, myself, and I, we talking again. I'm like, man, I hope they don't see me. And the girl that I went with, I don't know where she go. You know what I'm saying? She walked off, so I'm just like chilling. They playing music, and I'm just vibing, you know. I'm like, okay, I hope he don't come over here, you know. Don't say nothing to me. So he come over, and the girl who partied is, you know, I went over there to speak to her. Because, like, he coming over here, so I go over there and speak to her. You know, trying to slick walked off. Like, I'm like, oh, hey, girl. So he once come to me. And I'm speaking to her. And he still coming by her. So I'm like, dang, he finna come and talk to me. So he come over there. He was like, sus. I'm like, sus. So the girl who I was cool with, and me and her was the same age, that was her big brother. So I'm like, damn. So he was like, yeah, his sister, she was like, she was like, this such and such, you know, trying to introduce us. And I'm like, he like, yeah, I already know her. We went on a date. And she was like, a date? And I'm like, yeah, it was like a blind date type of thing. Then that's when he was like, yeah, she be acting funny, yeah, she did. And I'm like, oh, Lord, you know, trying to play it out. What going on? But deep down, I'm like, I'm ready to go, you know. But that was crazy because I ended up seeing him again. And when I found out, like, it's like once I went on a date with him, I started seeing him at school. And once I, even though that was my associate brother, I still wasn't replying to his calls or his texts or anything like that. So when I used to see him in school, I guess he caught on to it. Like, man, I ain't finna even worry about her or whatever. So, like, we used to see each other in school, and we just speak like, hey. And my, of course, my friend girls, they always used to laugh, because I be like, man, y'all wrong. That's all I say, y'all wrong. But, y'all, that is my story of taking one for the team. That's a date that I would not forget just because he took his shoes out and they were funky as ever. But man, when I guess, and you know what, I think everybody took one for the team. It wasn't even just me. I know it's other people who took one for the team. So I just feel like, no. I don't know. That day right there, I'll never forget. I snuck out the house for that date. I'm glad I didn't get caught for that date. What would you do for the date? Not for that, but for the date. But yeah, y'all comment and y'all tell me the worst date y'all ever been on. Like, tell me, like, how did it go? What was the outcome? The only thing about my date is, like I said, it was a blind date. I ain't know the guy stayed that close. I ain't know he was my associate brother. And, like, we kick it at school and lunch and everything. So he, like I said, I started seeing him after, but we just left everything at the movies. Like, it stayed there. What happened at that movie stayed at that movie. You know, that was it. No hug, none of that. We left it there. And y'all, thank y'all for watching to the end. I'm gonna try to get more videos out for you guys about my stories and my funny stories, some serious stories, some sad stories. I don't think I want to tell y'all my sad stories. But y'all, whoever made it to the end, thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. And again, don't forget to tell me how y'all story go. Like how y'all taking one for the team, how that went. And did it turn out good? Did you feel with them, your partner? Like, how was it?